All right, so
Okay. You know the password thing? You know most
so
of my
let's
things- you know the
do this
password
interview.
thing for the PC?
First of all, what is your real name?
My real name is Pilar.
Pilar?
Pilar Camino Alcon.
Okay. And your artist name?
PILUCA.
Piluca.
Yes.
And how did you choose this name? Or
Because PILUCA is a name I've always been called since I am a little girl. PILUCA is like a pet name for Pilar. So if you're called Pilar in Spain, they will call you PILUCA when you're a little girl.
okay.
And when you grow up, people don't call you PILUCA anymore. I remember me telling people when they started calling me Pilar, saying, I don't want to be Pilar. Why? I'm PILUCA.
Yeah.
So I kind of never changed my name. So I'm one of the rare PILUCAs, grown-up PILUCAs in Spain, which is not many.
Okay.
Pilars, there are plenty. PILUCAs, not many. And so that's my name. A lot of people called me PILUCA in Spain. Well, everyone calls me PILUCA in Spain. When I came to this country, a lot of people started calling me Pilar. Because I don't even know how it came about, or people just calling me Pilar, which I found very strange and odd.
Yeah,
Like
this
they
is-
were calling me by a name that I'm not. So
is
every time
interesting.
I've signed my work, I sign PILUCA.
So somehow you've kept your childhood, would you say that?
No,
Your-
but that's the thing, because everyone that knows me will agree on the fact that I kind of never grew up.
Yeah, okay.
I think I stopped growing up at the age of 8. In my enthusiasm, and I have great enthusiasm for life. I get very excited. I'm very excitable, and I'm just like a little girl, really. I am, in many ways, of course.
Okay. And let's talk about the fact again that you started studying law school and
Yes,
that you moved here. Can you tell the story again of your
of course.
your father?
I went to law school because it was expected of me to go for a formal degree, and a degree.
By your parents? Or
My
by who?
dad.
Your dad, okay.
It's very funny because I remember my dad used to paint. I never saw him painting, never. My dad is a mathematician.
Yeah.
So, and he worked for NASA, but all his painting adventures was when either I wasn't born or I was very, very little, like a baby. So that's something that he was very kind of buried, and he went on to doing his formal job, and well-paid job, and something that people will respect. When I told him, he always knew that I loved art, like I told you. When he used to go on his trips to America, he used to bring toys for my brothers and sisters, but he used to bring me always painting stuff.
Yeah.
I love painting. That's the only thing I did was paint non-stop. In the playground, when I was little, if my friends were doing whatever they were doing, I would get mad and create something, sculptures or pottery. But by the time it was time to choose for my career, what would I do in university, I would never consider telling my dad, I'm doing fine art. It wasn't even in my brain, in my mind.
Okay.
It was completely, no, that's not an option. That's not a serious option. So I went for law. Yeah, why not? Let's do law.
You went for law and then you came to London for holiday?
In 1996, I came here for holiday and the summer break, and I never went back. That's it. Never went back there. I was in awe with London. I loved London straight away.
Okay. And how long did it take you to settle in here in London, to like decide it's not just holiday you're doing here, you want to become an artist, you want to go and do university here?
Well, that's the thing. Wanting to live in London, it was pretty straightforward. After 3 weeks, I knew I would never go back to Spain.
Okay.
When I wanted to go to art school, maybe after, I'm going to tell you exactly when, must have been, it was 97, 98, 97, I started in 97. 97, 98, I went to Gottschall, Art and Design. I did 2-year course, Art and Design. And then that was followed by my degree in Fine Art in Kingston University.
Yeah.
It took me like a year or so, year and a half to decide what, I didn't know what I wanted to do. It was staring at my face all along. Who was I? And that's the only thing I've ever wanted to do since I was little. But it took me a little bit to snap out of the, well, that's not nothing serious to do. What are you going to do? But it was a very thought decision though, because I knew, you know, I'm going to invest the next 5 years of my life, at least, studying something that may not bring me anything at all in my life.
And your father was okay with that?
No, of course. By then it was. Sorry, Carlos.
It's
sorry.
okay.
Have you noticed I can live with noise around me?
Yeah, that's good.
And I don't notice things as children to you. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. What were we saying?
We were talking about the fact that your father was okay with you
Oh
studying.
yeah, by the time I came here, I was always very, you know, very independent person. So it's not like I went to law school because my dad told me to. It's because I respected very much what he thought.
Yeah.
No, you have to do that, no. Because by the time I went to law school, I was living by myself anyway.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to, you know, I don't want to make him feel disappointed in me. So for me to snap out of that frame of mind, that's what it took me a couple of years nearly to decide, okay, I'm going to do art. Although it was just me. It was me all along. It was just there.
Mm-hmm.
But for me to say, like I said to you, you know, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I don't care if I can make a living or not.
Yeah. Okay. So you studied for law in, coming to London, was that your first time?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't even want to come. I came with a friend.
So you were forced on this trip or on this summer holiday?
It was a summer holiday trip that I didn't even want to make because I always thought England would be gloomy and... How wrong was I?
But you were able to speak English at that point already? Because
Well, I had
of the American
Not like I can
holidays?
speak much now. I had the basic English that was taught back then in Spain,
Yeah.
which it was very basic. I thought I used to have the best qualifications in English, but when I came, I didn't understand people.
Yeah,
Simple
obviously.
as that. I didn't. I thought, God, is this China or England?
Yeah, this is fun. But you did trips to America before that or not? Because you said your father always went to America, but you never joined him.
No, it was, no, not really. Before that, I just went to Africa, maybe.
Okay.
But because I used to live, I'm from Madrid, but I lived in the Canary Islands.
Yeah.
So every time we had a holiday, or I had a holiday, I used to go to mainland Spain to see my mother,
Okay.
my grandmother, my other part of the family. Because, you know, the Canary Islands is quite a long distance from mainland Spain.
Yeah.
3 hours flight.
And do you have any sisters or brothers?
Yes, at the moment I have, God, we are so many, 6. We're 6.
6, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's what the people always say about Spanish people, but also when I went to Spain on quite a few holidays, but people always, it seems like they are family people.
We are, yeah, definitely,
is it difficult
but
for
more
you?
than British. Live far from them?
Live apart from them, yeah? And you said, especially now as a child.
I miss them a lot, but no, no, because my family, my mom is different. My family is not like the typical family,
Okay.
all very close. We are very close, but my mom left home very early,
Yeah.
and my dad remarried, so no, it wasn't difficult for me to move on.
Yeah.
I miss them a lot, yes, but
And you go back on holiday to
every single year.
every single year. Okay.
Shall we put a dummy on this one? Because, hold on.
That's okay. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your art experience. Can you tell which colleges you went to and how this experience was for you?
I went to, it's not gonna, I think I'm gonna have to stand up.
Okay.
It's gonna be, okay. Carlos, cariño. No, mi amor. No. Carlos, mi amor. Can you bring me the harness, please? Okay, this is gonna be very funny.
This is-
I have to stand.
Yeah, it's okay. I will just show some of your stuff. Is that okay?
That's it. So now you understand I can work, huh? Carlos, mi amor, do me a favor and look for the green dummy that he must be in the bed.
Not in the bed.
Can you please tell me That's it.
Can I just get a different one? This one.
That's it. I know you're tired. You're tired. You're tired. I know you're tired. I know you're tired. You're tired.
If it's okay for you.
I'm fine. I'm happy.
Okay.
This is my life.
So let's talk about your artist connections in London right now. You said you have other friends and you made them through college, or?
Well, I have a few friends from university, but I know quite a lot of photographers,
Okay.
which I didn't meet through university. Street artists, which I didn't meet through university.
Yeah.
And no, actually, funny enough, most of the artists I know today are not through university. That's just day-to-day lives, exhibitions.
Yeah. So
So quite a few.
you try to get out there a lot and meet people and exchange.
Yeah, that's as much as I can, because you get inspired by others always.
Yeah.
You know, it's and when you get to meet the artist, not just the art, but the artist, because I think art is just a representation of the person. You see a piece of art as a tiny piece of the person. So when you meet the artist, is far greater than if you ever see whatever pieces of art of that person. To me,
Okay.
meeting the person is what it counts. I mean, of course, I'm happy going to galleries and see art, but when I meet an artist, that inspires me way more than a piece of art itself.
Yeah. This is interesting. I like this. Okay. And what was the most influential gallery or maybe museum show exhibition you've seen in your time here in London?
You know, it's funny because as soon as you ask me that, I think of Sensation. Back in, what was Sensation? In the 90s,
Okay.
late 90s. I'm not sure. Either
So I don't know about it.
I can't remember, but it was late 90s. I can't remember, 98, 97 maybe. Sensation it was called. And it was all these, well, it was back when all these new young British artists were
Yeah.
at their highest. So that was embedded in me.
Okay.
Amazing exhibition.
So that had also an influence on your artwork or just on you? It sticks to your head and you think of it as a good show.
I think of it as a good show. As in, did it influence me? I'm not sure, because my
Okay.
art is very eclectic. So if I had one definite style, maybe then it could be very visible if I have some kind of influence. But I think I have influences from many different places, and
Mhm.
people and circumstances. Because my art, it can be, if you review my art, no, it doesn't even go by time. It goes by how I feel. It's a little bit like when I dress.
Okay.
Because sometimes I feel, I wake up and I just put on these very baggy trousers and I feel a bit of a boy. It's a very tomboyish thing. And
Yeah.
I just walk, even my walk. Sometimes I wake up and I put a girly dress with heels. So, you know, normally people have very determined styles when they dress.
Mhm.
I don't. So neither my work it can be very representational sometimes. Sometimes it's abstract, sometimes it's sculpture, sometimes it's drawing. It's crazy.
So it changes. Okay.
A lot.
And nowadays, do you get the chance to go to museums a lot or?
No. No, I haven't until now. He just turned 3 months yesterday, the day before yesterday. And now, although you can see, he's very demanding. He's constantly crying. He wants some breastfeeding, so he wants to feed all the time. And that's another very delicate subject, breastfeeding, because in many places they really look down upon you when you breastfeed in public, even if you cover your modesty, but people simply don't like it. So when I breastfeed, I normally use this huge thing, and I cover myself completely.
Yeah.
But you can still people looking at you like,
what are you doing in the car? Yeah.
Sometimes I go to places and people send me to the toilet if I ask them to, if I can find a spot to breastfeed.
Okay.
And they send me to the toilet. Please, I'm my child. Why would I like to be in the toilet doing that?
So you'd say there's also maybe a difference in the culture as how you do it in Spain and here in London?
In Spain people don't have a problem.
Yeah.
You just, oh my God, this is the most natural thing. We all come from there. We all come from there. Why would it be anything disturbing about breastfeeding a child? I do not understand.
Okay.
It's terrible. A friend of mine, he just came from Mexico. And a couple friends of mine, the ones you just saw going on.
Yeah.
And they told me, they said, look, Piluca, we were thinking of you so much, because apparently they went to a chemist to buy something. And the woman that attended them, she was breastfeeding.
Yeah.
So she just breastfeeding, hi, can I help you?
At the cashier, selling stuff,
yes. She just went and tell them with a baby latch on her breast.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's a baby. But would I go to galleries? Yes, I want to. I think now I can. For the first 3 months, forget it, because he cried all the time. So I couldn't. I felt really trapped. It's settling down a little bit now. So, and as long as I have it on the harness, I'll do it like this. He's happy.
Yeah.
So, hey, no problem. I can look at paintings like this.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, maybe you can tell me a little bit more about the fact how you managed to be an artist and a mother at the same time. You have 2 kids now.
I have 2 kids. With the first one was very difficult to the point that I stopped.
Stopped your artwork?
Yes. I would not stop being a mother.
No.
It's, at this point you ask me, I am very determined. I am so determined to make it happen. The problem is, I know there is no research I've done for what I've read and documentaries I've watched. There is very small percentage, maybe close to none, if none, of artists, female artists, mothers. I'm sure there are plenty. I have actually a few friends that they do it. But it's a struggle. It really is very difficult. Because it's not just the fact of, with babies it's very, very difficult. But you're running a house. So you have to take care of your children. And you're running a house, which is the food, the laundry, etc., etc. When do you have time to create?
Yeah.
When? Actually, talking about you now, I said to Killy Wynn, which works for Guerilla Galleries, I sent her a text the other day. I don't know what kind of talk we had over the computer. And I said to you, she commented on something that I post. And I said to her, I have my respect to you, because I think she has quite a lot of children.
Yeah, and she's managing.
And she is managing, so
okay.
I'm really in awe of all these women that can balance both things.
That's true, yeah.
And like I mentioned to you as well, it all depends very much on the kind of children you have. Mine happened to be extremely demanding children.
Yeah.
Like when he was a baby, when he's still a baby, but when he was like, up until now, that is 3 months now,
yeah,
he was crying constantly, colics, the famous baby colic. So it was very hard. So hopefully from now onwards, I'll find a way of putting him on the back, African style, and work.
And work at the same time. That should be great. But do you get inspired by your kids as well? I saw a painting
yes,
you did with your boy.
Yes, when I had Carlos, I actually was in the middle of the last year of university.
Okay.
He was born in November, and that was the last year, and I didn't want to stop. So the final degree show, I did it. It was all about him. My whole work since the time I got pregnant was all about him. It's one painting on my website, which is 2 square meters when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of things all about him. It was all about him. Yes, I do get. So I know by the time I get back, it'll be a lot of work.
Can you talk about the painting again you drew with him? The one where you drew each other?
Oh yeah, that was...
What was the idea behind that?
I don't know, I just wanted it. I thought it'd be great to see in the same canvas my projection of him and his projection of me from completely different angles. He was 5 at the time.
Yeah.
So, and you know, he did the stick drawings. So I just told him, I said, draw mommy in here.
Mm-hmm.
So he drew me first, and then I draw him, drawing. I draw me, drawing him.
Yeah.
So I never got to finish it. See, if you look at the painting, it's not finished.
Okay.
Because that's the problem, it's a lot of unfinished work, because it's no time. And maybe by the time you find time, it's not the same, because the moment is gone.
Okay, yeah.
So that painting is unfinished. And he's 10 now, so it's been unfinished for 5 years. Will I ever, I still look at it every day and think, I think I need to finish it. But somehow it kind of loses, I don't know, I'm not sure if I want to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I finish it now, I feel like I'm kind of cheating.
Yeah.
He lost this moment. This moment is captured there, and the unfinished bit of it
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah, yeah.
actually part of what was happening. I don't have time to finish it as a mom. Oh God, okay, no time to finish it.
Okay. It's nice that it's unfinished. On the other hand, you were saying that painting over a canvas doesn't really matter to you. That you're a person who changes, and so you don't how do you say, you don't worry about the fact that you destroy one work to do another one?
No, I do it all the time.
You do it all the time?
All the time. All the time. I can tell you the amount of
Maybe
work.
we can talk about this one where you
Yes.
took it down.
I can tell you the amount of work I have done and destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do art, because it's something, it's my way of conveying my thoughts. And I'm not necessarily the kind of person that likes to preserve, like in time, like your life. You live now, you're breathing now, you don't preserve that moment. It's beautiful to preserve moments. People do preserve moments with photographs. But I think of my work sometimes, yeah, it's beautiful if you want to keep it, and sometimes you want to keep it. But it's just a moment in time. It's the moment I felt somehow at the moment, it's gone.
Yeah.
So many times I either paint over canvases, which I do all the time, or I just transform them into something new. Just like life. It's life.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
You don't stay still, it's life. Like all that one, the chain, it completely, well, I tried to do a sculpture of it. Maybe I'll put it back one day. Work that I've done for Brixton Come Together, I do sculptures every summer.
Mm-hmm.
And it always gets ruined by the end of the festival because it rains a lot, and because I only use recycled materials. Not recycled materials, I actually use materials I found in the bins, and they normally tend to get absolutely ruined with the rain.
Yeah, with the rain and the temperatures. And
so, do I cry over it? No.
Okay.
I did it.
It happened.
I had the pleasure of people looking at it and commenting on it and impacting their lives in a way.
Yeah.
That was the whole purpose of it.
Okay.
I'll show you later on. It's one I did. It's a huge man made out of just recycled stuff that I found on the bins.
Mm.
So we'll look.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's outside there. That lasted 2 years.
Start again. Okay, and let's talk about your current projects. You said you have a baby, but you were also talking that you have a commissioned work.
Yeah, I have a couple of portraits, commission portraits, which I'm trying to find the time to even get them started. And I have a big project which is actually very, very important for me to tackle it. Is decorating the interior of a very well-known deli in Clapham High Street. And it is a really, really important project for me. Not just because, you know, it's a very popular place, but also, well, I guess it is because it's so visited in daily basis. It's always full of people. And for me to have the chance to have my work be seen by so many people
every day,
God,
yeah.
as just
So you
taken. Even if I don't care the fact that people knows it's mine or not, is wow. Do you know how you feel when someone looks at your work and they admire it? Makes you, your heart just skips beats. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Maybe we could talk about this a bit more. How, like, you've done a lot of exhibitions already in your past, or quite a few at least.
I've done.
You've done the nude show, which you said you really liked and enjoyed. And you were there as well, so you participated in it.
I got even nude on it.
You got nude on it, and so what do you enjoy most about an exhibition where you show your work?
Interaction.
The interaction.
Of people with my work.
Okay, so you try to be there as like most of the time to be able to speak to people?
Yes, because I think I've mentioned to you before, I see art as a extension of the person.
Yeah.
So no matter if people see my work, they may like it, they may not. That's really relevant to me. But when you see a piece of work without meeting the creator, and when you see a piece of work and then you meet the creator, or the other way around, you meet the creator and then you see a piece of work, I'm sure you look at it in a completely different way. So I've loved, oh my God, I would have loved to meet everyone, all the work that I've seen in my life. I would have loved to meet the
Yes,
artists.
yeah. That's
Because I'm sure I would see way more.
Yeah.
I will read way more into it than if you just look at it not knowing the person that did it.
Okay.
So when I go to exhibitions, I like to talk to people and, you know, get them to know me a little bit. So I'm sure they will see a different light into my work.
You ask them also about their experience and what they understand of your work?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's so much fun.
So sometimes is it the fact that you make the first contact as well? If you see somebody looking at your work, you yourself go as an artist and ask, you present yourself, or do you let the people?
It depends.
It depends. Okay.
It depends on the situation. I like to mingle around, like I'm nothing to do with that painting to see what if they're expressing their opinions out loud. I may ask their opinions, what they see, not letting them know that it's me who made it.
Yeah, so undercover, yeah.
Yeah, because it's funny, but in the past I have found that people can see in my work things that I don't see, but I know they are.
Yeah.
And that's very strange.
Like the eye we talked about.
That really, yes. I mean, the eye, I can see the eye, the famous eye that pops up in my paintings.
Okay.
But a friend of mine that I did a painting for her, she mentioned an eye that I didn't see before.
Okay.
And it was there. Like, I don't know what's me and the eyes. They just turned up in my paintings. But no, but sometimes people tell me, they read things on the paintings that I have not read, but I know they're true. Because I know who I am. So
Yes.
they say, oh, I can see, I'm thinking, oh my God, this person is like a psychologist. It's reading me. So that's great. I really, really like that.
So you most of your paintings, one could say they tell a story?
All of them.
All of them, okay.
All of them. And see, that's the thing. In the ones that I do spontaneously, which I call my spontaneous paintings, because normally it's if I had a few glasses of wine, I call them drunk paintings.
Yeah.
Those I either don't want to read them, or I don't know how to.
Okay.
Many times I don't want to, because they tend to be quite painful. And a lot of people can. It's crazy. So I like to have the feedback because, you know,
Yeah.
it's like going to a psychologist. It's great.
And how do you feel about your work? The fact that I'm in your house now and I can look at all of your work. Is that a good feeling? Is that
My heart is just pumping. Of course it is. You can tell. I get very excited talking about it.
okay?
that's what is hard, and that's why it just kind of, it not breaks my heart, but it does. You know, I asked my husband recently, he's a surgeon, he's a neurosurgeon, and I asked him, I said, I asked him, if I come to you and tell you, will you give up your career to become a father? He bluntly looked at me and said, no.
Yeah.
No, but it's true. You did ask him. He loves neurosurgery. Would you give up that to just, no. So, but that's something that women will do every day.
Mm.
Ask men with their careers. Shh, Prince. Ask men, Prince. If you ask men with their settled careers, would you? No.
No, they wouldn't want to give
And
it.
that's something that I really want to convey to my husband. It's so important for me. Because, you know, I don't want to, well, I know he won't. How could I tell you? It is important. This is, for me, is the most important thing ever. No question about it. No question about it. But I don't want to lose me.
Yeah.
Me is everything. I want it to be everything. Not just this.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be a mom. What about, because it's inside of me. I had it since I was little. I'm an artist. I want to, I need to create. I need to. You know how many times since I had him, I feel like I need to. It's just, I need to. I really need to do it. So not being able to is quite hard.
Yeah. So one could say there's no routine to your week at all, because sometimes he's demanding a lot, sometimes he's sleeping a lot.
Right
and then
now, you just said it. I'm very, I'm not pro routines. I mean, you have to as a mom, like I have with the bigger one.
Yeah.
Time to go to school, time to have breakfast, time to put him in bed. But I've never been the person of having a routine in life, always the same walk in the street, the same, no. I do as I feel. With him, they're my children. He is the same. Because sometimes he's quite settled, sometimes he's mad. Last night we didn't sleep much.
Okay.
Put it that way. We had 2 hours sleep last night.
Yeah.
Both of us. So, I don't know how I'll do it. I'll come about. Hopefully it will settle so much that I can say, okay, he sleeps from 1 till 3, and then I can paint for, but it doesn't happen with him.
Yeah.
I don't know when it's gonna be.
Sleeping.
Wanting to feed, crying, feeding. It's a bit of mayhem at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the new show you did with Guerilla Galleries.
Oh, the new show. I love that show.
You love that show. So the works you showed, were they prepared because you knew there's gonna be a new show, or did you just work and then it kind of the contacts?
What happened? That show, that was my first contact with Guerilla Galleries.
Okay.
And I mentioned to you before, I have never approached a gallery showing them my work. Hey, do you want to represent me? Why? Because I know, well, I don't know, but yeah, most galleries will tell me, no, you're way too all over the place to have you on board. The lack of knowing a lot of people in the art world, so without the necessity of going to see them, I had opinions. And they say, you know, it's great, great subjects in your work, you know, great parts of it, but you need to focus on one. Because at the moment it's everywhere. It's like looking at 20 people. And galleries don't like that, because it's difficult to represent you. It's not easy identifiable.
And Guerilla Galleries allowed you this freedom, this craziness somehow?
Absolutely. But that's the thing. When I don't remember when I saw an advertisement for, they were asking for submissions for the nude show. And when I saw a nude show, my eyes just went kaping, because I had this project in mind.
Okay.
That I wanted to do for years. But I never got around to do it because, I don't know, but it was in my head. So it was half done. I took few photographs of people. It was called The Object of My Desire. And what I wanted to do is paint people on the nude from photograph, holding that object that they consider the object of their desire. So that I wanted to create like a symbiotic relationship between the object and the person, and a lot of honesty between them.
Mm-hmm.
Person, that hence the nudity. So you strip people of their comfort zone, you know. Their clothes, like I've always said, the clothes hide who you really are. You can become different people depending on how you dress. You will actually walk differently depending on how you dress. But when you're nude, you're very vulnerable, mostly in this culture that people don't like nudity. So, and then holding that object of your desire, most inner desire, kind of give you some place to rest on. So I wanted to see that in painting. And I approached them, I explained to Tony, and we clicked instantly. It was fantastic. I love his enthusiasm, and I love the way he thinks, and I love the way he does everything with the gallery. I absolutely love them to bits. I'm very happy with them, and I guess they're happy with me.
Yeah, yeah. I guess the nude show was a great success.
Yeah.
And so it was on, and did it have afterwards an influence on you, like the
It did. It
the,
did.
the
Yes.
ideas of it?
It did, because most than it wasn't as much as the ideas as in the effect that I saw people had with my art.
Mm-hmm.
Because until then, and the fact that I was a mom to Carlos, and I was quite dormant with my work, so it was in a very quiet place. I did a few exhibitions prior to that, but nothing too big, nothing too major. That show gave me a lot of confidence.
Okay.
A lot. And I thought, girlfriend, you enjoy this, don't ever stop, because it's great. I interact with so many people. I gained lots of friends through that show.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. It was really good. I had so much fun. It was crazy.
So would you call this a turning point in your
Yeah, definitely.
career somehow?
Without an inch of a doubt, yes.
Okay. Okay, so you've kind of mentioned what your motivation is doing art, but maybe you could you simplify it with like in 2 or 3 sentences? I know this is really difficult.
It's not really. I just want to put it very clear. I don't do art because I want to do art. I do art because I need to do art.
Okay.
So it's a necessity more than a wanting. It is my escape valve. Would you say it like that?
Yeah, you could say that. That's really interesting.
I need to. From
Yeah.
the time I was very, very, very tiny. All my emotions, everything that went inside of me, I just let go through art. So everything I went through, everything, if it affects me in a way, and you have to let go. Sometimes if you want to heal, you need to let go of things, your emotions, you need to express them somehow. Mine was through art. Some people go psychologists, some people fall depressed. I haven't. And you know what, like many people, I've been through many things. But I'm resilient, I always bounce back. And art is a channel that helps me to do that.
This is great. Okay, I see. And
with one of the pieces, you know, nude, the nude.
yeah, I've seen all of them.
You know, the self-portrait.
Yeah.
That one actually is exactly. It tells you what I just told you in words. It tells you in an image. If you look at the painting, the self-portrait, because I told people, what is the object of your desire? So I had the ones I showed in the show. I had Sergio holding, he's a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
So he's holding the vinyl records.
Yeah.
And with the DJ headphones. That's his passion. His DJing is his passion. Then I had Jenny, she's holding a book on how to find love. You know, if you look at her, you know, due to her size, she's encountered problems finding someone to reciprocate her love or even give her, because people tend to judge you, basically. The other one, she loves shoes, he has shoes. Why me? What am I holding? I'm holding a palette and brush it. The palette is like a shield.
Yeah.
Art has protected me many times. of, you know, that's my place where I just can go and protect myself from the outside world. And the brushes, they're my weapons.
Okay.
That's how I tell what I want to tell. So, and if you see my demeanor in the painting, it's like a warrior.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
And then I have paint splashed all over me. So that's what it is. That's my
So
work.
how did this splash develop?
That was a very good friend of mine that took the photograph of myself. I said to him, I explained to him what I wanted, which is we had fun. We just let go in there. We started in let's go. You know? Yeah, it was great. It was an amazing. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, this is fun. Okay, and was that difficult to kind of put your personality into a picture, or was it?
It's the easiest. It's the easiest. Yeah.
Okay, that's fun. Yeah, we said before that every piece has some kind of personality in it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a bit more about.
Do me a favor. I think it's someone I don't know.
For us?
Hi. I think so.
Okay. Okay.
Hey.
So let's talk about your influence. Which people, we said already that your kids have a huge influence on you somehow, and your artwork.
Say that again.
The influence. We said that your kids have influence on you and your paintings and
yeah, it did.
the
It did for the period of time that they were quite relevant to my daily life.
Yeah.
I said they are relevant all the time, but a baby is actually very needy. So, yeah, they influence only for that period of time. Not Malachi yet, because I haven't had the chance to do anything.
Okay.
But Carlos took very much part of my work.
Yeah.
It does. Everything that goes around in my life, you can see through my work.
But are there any artists? I saw some photographs in your house who had an influence on you or on your work?
Those are about, I have quite a few friends that are photographers. They haven't influenced my work as in per se. I would say Picasso is one of my biggest idols.
Okay.
I absolutely love his work, and I don't tire of watch documentaries about him.
And when did this desire start, or when did you feel like?
About Picasso?
Yeah.
I would say ever since I lived in Spain. Although in Spain I was very much focused, but you know, you're going back in the days when I was a child. I loved Dalí. Salvador Dalí.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I incline a little bit towards the old Spanish masters. But if you look at more contemporary artists these days, it depends. You know, each person gives me. Every time I go to an exhibition, I don't have someone who I look, and you know, I get really inspired just solely by them. It's a mixture of different lots of people. I love street art. Lately, I'm very much into street art.
Which is perfect for the next show.
No, I needed something, you know, like I actually been wanting to do something based on, you know, if you look at my work that I did for Brixton Come Together, and I created this very colorful sculpture. I want to actually bomb the city with them. I'm going to do very little ones.
And put them everywhere.
Yeah, because I call them happies. You know, one day I thought, how am I going to call them? And from the feedback I had from the exhibition, the festival, it made everyone so happy. And then I put them on top of the building that we have at Summer Leighton Road, which is the community-based building. And everyone that passes by, the children, they just get so happy. Like, mommy, mommy, because they're so colorful. And they're like a drawing that a 2-year-old will do.
Yeah. Very simple.
So that I just brought into life as in a sculpture. And I think the children identify a lot with that. The fact that it's just so simple yet it's colorful and vibrant. So I want to do very little ones holding placards with messages of love and peace and, you know, environmentally friendly, you know, take care of the environment, and I'm just gonna bomb the city, play them everywhere.
Yeah.
So like I said again, I'm not that attached to my work because I will easily, if I can make someone smile, I'll be enough
Okay,
reward for
yeah.
me.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Picasso when he kind of grew older and he got more into his work. His works got simpler and
I think
very few lines,
I
right?
think you tend to do that. If you look at my work, it is, it is so telling. Like I don't really sit down and think, okay, this is how am I gonna do it now. I'm gonna take this direction in my work. I don't. I just do what I feel. Honestly, it's just so honest. So, and since I don't have, well, I work with Guerilla galleries, but they love me for who am I, so I don't have a problem with that. I don't have to be rigid on, oh, they expect this from me,
Yeah,
so
you
that's
don't
what I
have
have to
to.
do. So I feel like this today, this is what I'm gonna do. So if you look at my work, new, it was very realistic. If you look at the last work I did a collection that's called, it's based on the rainforest. That's where the happies came about, because they're very simple shapes. I'll show you later on.
Okay.
And then I brought them into life in a sculpture. So from one place I went all the way to the other. Simplified, that's it. Because I want to get more to the core of what it means and be precise when I'm painting. Why did it happen? I don't have a clue.
You don't have a clue.
It happened.
This is good. Do you have a favorite color? A very simple question.
You know why I'm laughing? Because my son asked me that just a week ago.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you exactly what I told him. When I was little, I always said that blue was my favorite color. That's when I was little. Now, if you ask me today, no, I don't. Because favorite color for what? For my work, yes, you can see a theme. I work with very earthy colors, lots of reds, very Spanish. What you would think of Spanish, reds, yellows, oranges.
Blue.
But not really, the blue, don't really, no, not much blue around. They're all like reds, yellows, oranges. That's what it is. But yeah, it depends. I wouldn't paint the walls red, as in my house. Because it's a lot of passion on it. If I paint the walls red, I will drive everyone mad in the house.
And which we said you have different mediums you specialize in. You don't only paint, you also take photographs, you do sculptures. So you.
My degree when I started was in the sculpture.
Okay.
But then they unified everything into fine art by the end of the degree. And painting is the most convenient, as it's easy to do from home. I do love to paint very large canvases, which this house, it was very big when I didn't have children. Now it's full of things. So I don't have much space anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to do very, very large canvases. Very inadequate, people don't buy them. But yet again, I've never really done work.
Yeah.
Too much focus on sales. But sculpture, I love sculpture. I love to do sculpture. Like now I'm doing pyrography. Well, I really want to get going with the project. I've done children illustration, children books.
Yeah.
Photography is something that I love, although I wouldn't consider myself not even close to amateur. Yeah, any media I would touch. Just get me doing something and yeah, why not?
Okay. Just make a small break and then we start. Do you have one piece or one work which you consider the best, or which you consider you're the most proud of because it went the way you wanted it?
No, not a particular one. But I like which it used to be there, but it fell. So now it's repaired the frame.
Okay.
So I put that one as a gift of my friend. But the one I have in there is the one that if you see on my Facebook page, it's a self-portrait on the back, and it's like art, and it says
oh yeah.
difficult, and I have that as my business card.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't use business cards these days much, But that's very telling of who I am. I'm not giving up, no matter what, how hard it is. I'm not giving up on trying, because
Okay.
if I stop trying, then I definitely would be a million times more miserable than how hard it is either to make a living as an artist or being a mother as an artist.
Mm.
So that I really like for that reason. Although its technicality is not the best. It was very fast painting, but I really like what it conveys. It's another one that I particularly like a lot, which is Captain. And you saw it up there in my bathroom. It's a very long portrait
Oh,
of
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
old man. This guy, I saw him for years in Clapham, always walking around. He used to go to a place called Gastro all the time. And I've always thought, I really want to paint this man. I so want to, why? I don't know. I just wanted to paint him. And after a few years of observing him, I kind of made friends with someone that worked at Gastro,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked him if he could take a picture of him for me to paint him, and he did. So one day I paint him. The day I paint him, he's painted on brown paper, and it was like all nicely prepared. Let me get this clean canvas. No, I had like a bottle of wine, and
Yeah.
I just thought, I'm gonna paint this guy. So I just got brown paper because I didn't have canvases enough, large enough for what I wanted to do. So I had brown paper to, I can't remember what. I just unroll it, put it on the wall, and start painting. And I love the result. It's definitely one of my favorites. The way he looks, the melancholia in his eyes is
Yeah.
just how I saw the guy. And unfortunately the guy, I don't know how is he now. I hope he's okay. But last time I heard of him, he was very ill. So, and I actually wanted to go and see him.
And your style of painting, do you paint mostly from your memory or your ideas, or do you also, you just said you took a photograph to remember this particular moment. Do you, when you paint, do you look at a photograph sometimes, or?
It depends. Like
depends.
him, I started looking at the photograph,
Okay.
but by the end of it, I was completely just immersed in my thought.
Yeah.
And that painting to me is strong because of his eyes. And that wasn't in the photograph. It is, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's what I remember of him. Because the way he's talking with his eyes is not just a photograph, it's a story. If you look at the painting, when I see it, he's telling a story that you cannot have with a photograph.
That's true. Yeah, yeah, of course, totally.
And that, I can see it on the painting. He's telling me a story, a whole story.
Yeah.
So at that moment, I just close my eyes and just let go. That's when a painting comes. That's when I'm proud of my painting. When I can't even control my hand. I don't even remember what I'm doing. But that's good when... Not like I can do it now anymore, but hey.
Yeah. How did this piece we talked about, the other one,
Loving Frida?
Love and Frida, how did that develop?
That,
What's the story behind it?
that, I was watching Frida Kahlo, the movie. And at one point in the movie, she's making out with this beautiful girl, a black girl. And I was watching it, in the big screen. In the big screen meaning at home, in the flat screen. And I thought, wow. When they're just in bed making love. It was this moment that I thought it was an amazing picture. I thought, wow, that's so beautiful. So I paused it. Take a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was it.
That was it? Okay. And they are both female bodies
Yeah.
in the picture, and is it true that you mainly focus on the female body,
Yeah.
also with your sculptures?
Yes.
And
In everything, really.
is that a reflection of yourself, or is that because the body is more...
A lot of people say that many females on my paintings are me. That's when I told you before, a lot of people read things that I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So many times I've painted something and people say, yeah, I can see so and so. This story, I'm thinking, oh God, I feel terrible because it's like they're talking about me.
Yeah.
Very deep me that I don't let go. I can seem very I seem very chatty and very outgoing. But trust me, I can be very cagey with very deep part of me.
Yeah.
And that only goes through my art, and some people can see it. So yeah, many females are me, I guess, yeah.
And if the viewer, if you'd say that there's emotion coming up when somebody watches a piece, what kind of emotion would you say people have or feel when they look at your works?
Depends what they're watching.
Depends from the work, okay.
Because a lot of my work, I remember once in uni I did this project and I had people crying. Well, actually I had people crying a few times through my work, which to me is mind-blowing. I don't know, which I guess they have sometimes others. You know, when I do more kind of humoristic stuff,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what kind of emotion I wake up.
Yeah, just emotion in general.
As long as I engage with you, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, to make, and sometimes people can, you can change, look, you know, you change people's lives through art. You change countries through art. You change lives.
Mm.
You know, I have this don't, if you don't put it anywhere, yeah? Don't write it, don't talk about it.
Okay, wait, I just stopped there. Question, Hans Ulrich Obrist is asking all of interviews at the end, when he finishes his interviews, he's always asking them about their unrealized projects. And I want to ask you this question now as well. Do you have any unrealized projects or projects you have in mind?
Yes.
Tell me about them. Or maybe even projects you planned years ago but you never did.
Well, it's been cooked in my mind, not that long, but it is in my mind and I will make it. I don't care how long it's gonna take. Like the nude project, and I finally had the chance to bring it to life. This one is called the Big Canvas Protest Project. And what I want to do is I want to, well, the way I originally thought it was getting people to send me, you know, these days it's selfies and so getting people is very easy. Everyone can do it with their cell phones, with their smartphone. So you take a picture of yourself holding a placard with something you want to protest about. You know, reivindicate or, you know, anything, your protest. Can be anything, for anything, but you want your voice to be heard. And then send it to me and I will do my original idea. See, as I'm telling you now, and I haven't thought of it for a while, I'm thinking, I'm not sure if I really want to do it like this anymore. So I'm changing my mind as I'm talking to you. But the original project was, the core is there. So I want to create like a global platform
for exchange.
People to, you know, what I want to do is, we all tend to moan a lot about anything. I moan about the politics here, moan about these things over there, right?
Yeah.
And I sometimes people lose perspective on many things. So by creating a global protest, I will have, it's a bit of anthropology study, an anthropologic study, because I'm sure people in India wouldn't protest about the same things that people in America or here in Europe. You get some parts of the world where are very poor, people may protest in the sense like, I would like to have more food, or, you know, and people here, I would like to have more Gucci shoes. So I want to see if it changes geographically what people protest about or want. And then at the same time, it's a way of getting them all in the same place as humans. And try, so we can all identify with others as people, not as their problem, what they're protesting about. So what I wanted to take this, I started thinking, wow, what if I wallpaper a gallery with it? So the exhibition will be the walls, wallpaper on. I was gonna initially I wanted to draw very simple drawings. You know, I do, if you go to my page, I do very simple outline drawings with the placard
Mm-hmm.
and wallpaper a whole house, and somehow like a map. So then you have in some parts of the place you have a reference from where they come from.
Yeah.
So it'll be just like making a whole place with lots of drawings and lots of people, with maybe a number or whatever it is, that then you can see who is it, who the person is, and where they come from. And then I thought, I want to cover the Big Ben on this. That'd be great. You know, cover a building, absolutely, with that.
With all the problems of many people at the same time.
That ultimately, I would love to do that. Like cover a whole building. I thought the Big Ben, the whole Big Ben covered on a collage
Yeah.
of thousands, if not millions, of different drawings. Now I'm thinking maybe photographs, the original photograph, but no, because I would like it to be very simple, black and white, you know?
Okay.
Outline of the person, so the reading, the focus, main attention goes to the problem,
Yeah.
the protest itself. So I will still do it, maybe an outline of the person, like kind of caricature / illustration of the person, and maybe just the text highlighted, and then cover a huge building.
Okay. Thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you.